What's good, everybody? This is Chenna from NYC coming to you from my kitchen table, and today we're gonna get into a little recap slash review of I'm Thinking of Ending Things, because this movie literally has me reevaluating my entire life. So let's get into it. And as you know, there will be spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, you know what to do. In this movie, we watch a woman and she's driving with her boyfriend to meet his family for the first time. We kind of get this vibe from the trailer, you know? So during this drive, while she's like having a conversation with him, we see her contemplating her relationship with this guy in her head. Many times we see her saying to herself, I'm thinking of ending things. So to me, I'm like, okay, baby girl, you want to end your relationship with Jake, which is her new guy? Let's do it. I'm watching the movie and I'm looking for all reasons why she should drop him. So as she's, thinking in her head, which is like a narration that we hear, we learn that they've been together for just over a month, like 6 to 7 weeks. To me, that's a little too soon to be meeting the parents, but that's them. There's no real chemistry. Her interactions with Jake seem very stiff, very awkward, very cold. I just want her to jump out that car and walk back home. So after this really long drive, they finally make it to Jake's house and we meet his really odd parents, his weird dog, and we get a tour of his creepy farm and house. Off the trailer alone, I was kind of hyped because we saw Toni Collette, and my mom dragged me to see Hereditary 2 years ago. And if y'all remember that movie or seen it, you know what I'm talking about. When it comes to anything thriller, horror, suspense, anything like that, if Toni Collette's name is on it, I'm there. I got my chair and I'm waiting. I knew we were in for a ride, so I was kind of excited. So the young lady, her visit is very, very weird. I found myself on the edge of my seat looking for clues in every scene. I was rewinding things, I'm pausing things like, what is that in the corner? I won't get into detail too much. I want to let y'all really enjoy that because it's a long scene that she spends in the house with the family. In general, I feel like the movie kind of moved a bit slow. Not really in a bad way though. The trailer stood out to me so much and I was really excited to watch it, as I've said, and I'm glad I did because now I kind of want to watch it again with a new perspective. This is not one of those movies where you can watch it with mad tabs open and go heat up your pizza rolls. Like, you need to be paying attention. It is a very long movie, so cut out time for yourself. By the end of the movie, big spoiler, we discover that all of the events in the movie are figments of Jake's imagination. Right? Crazy. Everything. The young lady in the car who's thinking of ending things, she's not real. She's made up. And then little clues start to become apparent. Her personality is based on a woman that he met once upon a time, and he wished he spoke to her. He wished something would have happened between them. This is why small details about her change throughout the movie. If you've seen it already, or if you didn't see it but you just like spoilers for some reason, watch these little things. Her name changes multiple times. It was so slick. I think there was one time where he called her Lucia, and then he called her Lucinda, and I was like, Mommy, did you hear that? Did you hear how he just did that? Her accent, her vibe, her personality changed a few times. And what she did for a living changed, because in the beginning, when she was meeting his parents, he was like, yes, she's a physicist or something. And I think she studied, oh my goodness, I want to say gerontology. Okay, just Googled it. Gerontology, the study of old people, which I thought was a clue, and I feel like it was. Later on in the movie, while they're driving back to take her back home, he mentioned that she's a poet, which I was like, technically I was like, well, you can have multiple passions, but he ain't mean it like that. He just changed her profession straight up. Nothing that happened in the movie is really happening, but it's what he wishes would have happened. And it can be rough to watch people rethink their life's regrets. But when we discover the extent of Jake's fantasies and why he has them, it gets so real. Another big spoiler, even bigger than the last one. Throughout the movie, we see a janitor. We see this old janitor. We see him eat a sandwich while watching an old movie. Then we realize Jake is the old janitor. The janitor is Jake in real time. He still lives at home. His parents have obviously long since passed. He lives by himself, and it's suggested that he never left his hometown. In his eyes, he never became anything. So the last scene, which I was a little confused about, I'm not gonna lie, but I did my research afterwards, and then I was like, oh, this is sad. Let me go get my Kleenex right now. I didn't read the book, which I'm interested in reading now, because I think they said that it only kept about 15% of the book for the movie. And usually I cheat by reading the plot on Wikipedia, but I didn't this time. So I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if we were gonna get something that was supernatural. I thought we were gonna get a slasher, because Toni Collette is out here laughing all wild. But in a weird way, the fact that wasn't the horror actually makes it more scary to me. It's the fact that Jake is so far gone and unhappy with his progress through life that he literally cannot fathom his own reality. It's just painful to experience day-to-day life. We can assume that his situation is exacerbated by, mental health issues that he seems to deal with, but it makes me wonder about all the aspirations that he had. Why wasn't he able to make it out? Was he a product of his environment? It feels like he never had a chance. His parents were kind of odd based on the memories that we've seen, kind of living in their own world, didn't really know how to talk about the things he was interested in. I think they were talking about some type of trivia and they mentioned the word genus, Genus, and the mom kept saying genius. And even in his own imagination, which is what we saw, he was like angry because clearly she don't get it. She doesn't get who he is, and the dad was just strange. By the way, I kind of like the fact that his dad had an accent. I don't know why, it was just kind of cool. Like, he didn't change to like an American accent. I'm not super sure what opportunities Jake had, but let's just say like he didn't have any options really. After having time to think about what I watched and like what it means, a lot came into perspective for me. A whole variety of themes and feelings arose, but I really just stayed really fixated on the idea of regrets. In Jake's case, the extreme regret that he experienced seemed to have manifested into a mental and maybe even physical pain, and it seemed to grow so intolerable. Now, we have no idea for how long he's been doing this, but it seems like his previous coping mechanism of creating a new life or scenario in his head doesn't work anymore. This world that he has created for himself is no longer impermeable to his pain and his intrusive thoughts. So we're gonna take it back. When I realized this, I was like, oh my goodness. In the beginning, when the lady keeps saying, I'm thinking of ending things, those are his real thoughts popping through into his world. Like, hey, did you forget about us? Did you think you could hide from us? Because you can't. That's why when you see her that's why you see him in the beginning say, what are you thinking? Because he wants her to speak. You know, it's like, let's talk about this relationship as if this is real. It makes it kind of scary when I think about it. I do not think that the point of the book, well, I'm just assuming, I don't think the point of the book or the movie is to inspire or motivate people, but of course we all interpret things differently. It kind of made me concerned about the direction of my own life. I don't think anybody really wants to make it to their last day on earth and have a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. You know, shoulda did this, coulda did this, wish I woulda did this. Like, nobody really wants to have those thoughts. I'm out here thinking, you know, how can I change the trajectory of my life by making this small decision right now, or in 6 hours, or tomorrow, or 6 months from now? It made me think a lot about the countless stories of regret that people have out here, or even lifetimes worth of regret. I did not mean to turn this into a philosophy 101 course, but these are just feelings that came up for me. I mean, if you haven't seen the movie and the spoilers weren't too much for you, I highly urge that you do. It's done really well, and I will not be surprised if they get nominated for something in the upcoming awards season. I haven't read the book yet, which I feel like is like a sin, but if I find a chance, I think I will try my best to do so. The book originally came out in 2016 by Ian Reid. Here's a picture of it up here somewhere. So yeah, what did you guys think about the movie? Did you feel bad when she noticed what the true plot was? Did you kind of get that vibe all along? Was it really like blindsiding to you? Have you seen any other Charlie Kaufman films? And do you recommend any others? I'm down for pretty much anything. I didn't watch an almost 2.5 hour movie. I might as well watch some more stuff. I like stuff that makes me think like that. So if you stuck around this long, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, all of that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time.